Good morning, viewers. Welcome to ST Money's Morning News, your weekday business news channel. It is Monday morning, December 30, 2024, and I'm your host, Sunil Thakker of Sunny Talks Money. Let's roll. Wall Street's holiday cheer ended abruptly on Friday, with all three major benchmarks closing lower in a broad based sell off affecting even tech and growth stocks that had driven markets higher through much of the shortened trading week. A sell off in the world's largest technology companies hit stocks in the final stretch of a stellar year. The sell off thwarted the seasonal Santa Claus rally, in which stocks traditionally rise during the last five sessions of December and the first two of January. Markets struggled to find footing, contending with low trading volumes due to the holiday season. Some of the hardest hit stocks were among the so called Magnificent Seven heavyweights, who have led much of this year's gains. Shares of behemoths such as Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, and Amazon.com declined. The Dow fell 333 points or 0.77% to 42,992. The S&P 500 lost 66 points or 1.11% to finish at 5,970 points, while the Nasdaq Composite dropped 298 points or 1.49% to end at 19,722. The decline ended the Dow Jones Industrial Average's five-session winning streak that had followed a 10-session decline, its worst losing stretch since 1974. Despite Friday's declines, all three indexes recorded weekly gains. For the week, the S&P 500 advanced 0.7%, the Dow edged up 0.36%, and the Nasdaq climbed 0.75%. Shares of smaller companies, which tend to be sensitive to US interest rates and the economy's health, also fell. The Russell 2000 index of small cap companies lost around 1.6%. Analysts attributed the fall to the fact that the markets for the better part of 2 years were in a pretty strong bull market, so it's not really surprising to see some people taking the profits and rebalancing their portfolios ahead of the new year. Even then, major indexes, which had barely budged Thursday, finished higher for the week and are closing in on a strong full year gains. As of Friday's close, the Dow Jones Industrial Average were roughly up 14% this year. The S&P 500 had gained 25% and the Nasdaq had climbed 31%. Highlighting the profit-taking theme, the 45 top performers year to date on the S&P 500 all finished lower on Friday. All of the seven major S&P sectors fell. Friday's worst performers were the three indexes which have been 2024's leading lights: consumer discretionary, information technology, and communication services. The trio dropped between 1.1% and 1.9% on the day. Rising US Treasury yields have been catching investors' attention, with the benchmark 10-year note hitting a more than 7 month high in the previous session. The yield hovered close to that mark on Friday at 4.63%. Higher yields are seen as hampering growth stocks as they raise borrowing costs for business expansion. These stocks, especially the so called Magnificent Seven technology mega caps, which have been key drivers of the market's 2024 rally, were also caught up in Friday's sell off. For the second successive day, Tesla led decliners among the group, dropping 5%. Among the other members, Nvidia shelled 2.1%, while Alphabet and Amazon.com and Microsoft all slipped more than 1.5%. A gauge of the Magnificent Seven sank 2%. Still, news events helped some stocks to buck the market sell off. Amadeus gained 4.7%, its best one day advance since July 1st, after the home health service provider and insurance United Health extended the deadline to close their $3.3 billion merger. Lamb Weston climbed 2.6% after a filing showed activist investor Jana Partners is working with a sixth executive to push for changes at the French fry maker, a move which could result in a majority of the company's board being replaced. Trading volumes in this holiday shortened week have been below the average of the last 6 months and are likely to remain subdued until January 6. The next major focus for markets will be the December employment report due on January 10. In cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin fell 1.3% to $94,497. In commodities, West Texas Intermediate crude rose 0.8% to $70.20 a barrel, whereas spot gold fell 0.7% to $2,615 an ounce. That's it for today, folks. I'll see you again tomorrow morning. In the meantime, please do subscribe, share, and like this video. Thank you. Happy investing, stay inspired, and remember, it is all about money.